The beautiful hall of the Ushidamiya mansion was covered with a golden sparkle like a gold leaf, and stained deep red with thick spurts of blood. The number of deaths given to Rudolph and Kirie had long surpassed anything you could count on both your fingers and your toes. The witch was breathing so hard her shoulders shook, but it wasn't because she was tired. She just couldn't hide her ragged breaths caused by her still uncontainable excitement. If you cut it and looked inside, your curiosity might be quelled, but the stuffed animal would be broken. So even though you want to see, you can't. You understand that feeling, right? As the witch let out a mad war cry, she revived Rudolph and Kirie again, and faster than they could realize it, she killed them right away. And she made it known that something other than cotton was stuffed inside those two. In that gruesome hall, Hideyoshi appeared with his gun readied. The witch had sealed the mansion with a barrier, so Hideyoshi had nowhere to run. He'd probably picked up Rudolph's or Kirie's gun and come back. The gun, which should have been something to be feared, was apparently no longer an object she took seriously now that she was overflowing with magical power. Her bold expression didn't flinch in the slightest.
なんでどうださいルドルフ君やキリエさんまで殺さにゃならんのや
はあ私は後ろ宮家の当主にして六軒島の魔女よこの島では何を起こそうと全ては自由自在今だけの一瞬を切り取ってその生き死にをどうなど私には無意味なこと
お父さんの黄金を見つけてどんだけ高く積まれた黄金やったやろな
So, even in this magical interpretation, this might be a slip-up on Beatrice's part, because it seems that he knows that she found the gold, and she never actually told him, so...
わしには想像もつかんお前の正気を失わせるほどのものだったんやろだがな そんなにもたくさんの黄金やったなら、なして気前よく分けっこしたろって思わんかったんや。
誤解してるわ。あれは全て黄金の魔女のものよ。私以外の誰にも触れる資格はない。
お前は何や？昔聞かせてくれた少女時代の魔女だったエヴァだとでも言うんか？
そうよ。あなたの妻の後宮エヴァの胸の中にずーっと住んでいた少女時代の私。そして魔女なの。エヴァは私を忘れることによって大人になったわ。だから魔法が使えない。
誰だって子供の頃には無邪気だけれど残酷な妄想に頭を膨らませることはある。わしかて小さい頃はアリを踏んで回ったりトンボの羽をむしったりして遊んだことがあるわ。しかし命の大切さを学んでそんな残酷な幼年時代から卒業するんや。今のお前はまさに幼年時代そのものやで。エヴァが卒業したはずの人格なんや。それはエヴァやない、別の人間や。
そうよ。私後宮エヴァじゃない。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェだもの。楽しいわよ。何の制約もしがらみもなく生き死にを自由にできるこの閲楽は本当に素敵。割った金魚鉢を謝らなくていい。そして好きなだけぬいぐるみを裂いていい。私は。
There was a crisp sound. It was the sound of Hideyoshi slapping the witch's face. Looking at the hall, stained deep red with fresh blood, he should have been able to imagine how terrible the witch was. But without fear, without even hesitating, Hideyoshi had walked determinedly up to her and hit her on the cheek.
アホ！残酷ぶるなや！わしがまた更生させたるわ！このシャワルが！このアホ！
痛い、ちょっと！
命の大切さとか儚さとかそういうのが分かる女やったのだ。わしが思い出させたる。何が魔女や。お前はわしの冷蔵庫の残り物でちょいちょいと気の利いたつまみを作れる台所の魔女が先の山や。目を覚まさんかいこのアホンだらや。
だから言ってるでしょうか。
アホ抜かせこの花。
As tears dripped down his face, Hideyoshi kept hitting the witch's head. He wasn't even pointing the gun at her anymore. Therefore, that sound of gunfire couldn't have come from the gun Hideyoshi was holding. The gun, which had fallen in the corner near Rudolph's corpse, was floating in the air, and smoke lingered near the barrel. And the bullet, a red stain, was slowly spreading across the chest section of Hideyoshi's vest. Even though his back was facing the barrel of the gun, the bullet had driven through Hideyoshi's chest.
私はエヴァじゃないと言ってるのに、バカでうざい男ね。あんたしつこいから第6の番の生贄に変更してあげるわ。どこかのベッドの下に隠れて震えてでもいたなら見逃してやるつもりだったのに、わざわざ戻ってきて本当にバカな男だわ。
There was a dull sound as Hideyoshi fell to the floor. Even though death would have allowed him to escape from that pain, he resisted until the last second, and stared straight into the witch's eyes. He passed away. Because he had died without closing his eyes, the witch didn't realize that he was dead for a short while, and remained pinned by that gaze.
こいつも新しいおもちゃにして遊びますにひ
At those words, the witch finally realized that Hideyoshi was dead.
あ、そうね。どうしようかしら。
The Chiestra sisters waited for instructions. On the inside, they imagined the sorts of even more brutal orders their master might give. But the expression that rose to the witch's face looked as though she'd gotten over her excitement. She looked down at Hideyoshi's face, which still had tears dripping down it.
この男のせいですっかり興ざめだわ。もうやめた。ロノウェイ、いる？
はい、ここに。
後片付けをお願い。先代様もうるさいしね。あのババアが納得する程度に綺麗にしておいてちょうだい。一応、先代様への義理で儀式のルールには従うわ。この3人の死体を第4の番から第6の番ってことでお願いね。ルシファー、出番よ。
傲慢のルシファー、ここに。
その3人の死体、ほじくってえぐっといて。
死体をですか？
そうよ。何か不満？
いえ。
The Seven Sisters of Purgatory had their own sort of pride. It was the pride of a hunter, the pride of gouging prey that they had brought down themselves. However, being told to gouge a corpse that someone else had brought down ran contrary to that sentiment. Of course, the witch didn't mean it that way, but for the Seven Sisters it was horribly humiliating. However, they had already screwed this up, with 2 of the sisters defeated, so they had no right to question her. Only Ronaway appreciated this, and he rested his hand on her shoulder in understanding. Hold on a minute. So it seems like, conveniently enough, you only need 5 of the 7 stakes. Interesting. So she's going to be just fine with 2 of the stakes defeated. Yeah. So I was wondering what would happen if, well, actually, in the first game, Ava and Hideyoshi, who were the sacrifices of the second Twilight, both had stakes in them. But I guess they aren't needed, I guess, in that sense. So, yeah.
ベアトリーチェ様のご命令ですよ。ルシファーは3人を選び、儀式の作法に従い処理をするように。あと、できましたら私のお片付けにも手を貸してください。
かしこまりました。
The witch looked down upon Hideyoshi's corpse as though implying that the now delicate atmosphere was all Hideyoshi's fault.
バカな男ね。死なずに済んだのに。あなた！あなた、どこ？いるわよね。返事をして！
The crash of a thunderbolt woke Ava from her nightmare. If Hideyoshi had been gripping her hand at that time, her fearful heart would probably have been instantly healed. However, Hideyoshi, who had supposedly sworn that he wouldn't leave even for a moment, was nowhere to be seen in the room.
あなた！返事をし…あなた
30 minutes had already passed since Rudolph's group had left the guest house. By any measure, their return was too late, and Kraus and Natsuhi, who waited by the entrance, were reaching the limits of their patience. The chain was set on the door. That was a precaution in the event that Rudolph's group was attacked and the master key stolen from them. For that reason, they needed to wait by the entrance like this for the others to return.
さすがに遅すぎます。彼らの身に何かあったのでは。
Kraus glanced between his watch and the door, struggling to keep his composure.
もし彼らが戻らないようなことがあるならば。
辛い想像だが、その覚悟を始めた方が良さそうだ。やはり不用心だったんだ。
私はそうだと申し上げました。なぜ彼らはこれほどの危険を承知で外に。愚かなことです。ローザさんが襲われたばかりだというのに、なぜに外へ。
それを言っても始まらん。とにかくこれでゲストハウスに大人は3人。私と夏日、そして高熱で寝込んでいるエヴァだけだ。
At that time, the forceful sound of a door being opened came from the hallway, and they heard Ava's panicked voice. That voice kept calling out Hideyoshi's name. It seemed as though she'd had a bad dream or something due to her fever, and was calling for her husband. It seems that they completely disregarded Nanjo there. Yeah, he said there are 3 adults. Them and Ava. So they're kind of treating Nanjo like he's not here or he's not an adult. So I'm kind of wondering maybe if because we don't necessarily have Natsuhi and Kraus's alibi. Like, they're probably the only ones who can corroborate that. So it's possible, it's very possible that they left the guest house together, or one of them left the guest house and went and killed the other 3. I mean, that's always going to be a possibility. And then there's also Nanjo, but I don't know what he's doing right now or what's going on with him at the moment.
エヴァさん、どうしましたか？大丈夫ですか？うちの人はどこ？うちの人がいないの。ずっと一緒にいるって約束してくれたのに。ずっと手を握ってくれてるって約束したのに。
Kraus was struck dumb by this attitude of hers, which she had never shown in front of him before, but Natsuhi understood her feelings.
落ち着いて。秀吉さんはルドルフさんたちと一緒に今表へ出ています。表へ？私とずっと一緒にいてくれるって約束したのに、どうして表へ出てはダメ。表には魔女がいるわ。行ってはダメ。殺されてしまう。
エヴァ、落ち着きなさい。秀吉さんはルドルフたちと一緒に屋敷へ戻っているのだ。
どうして屋敷に行かなくちゃいけないのよ。ここなら安全なのに、どうして表になんか出したのよ。どうして屋敷なんかに戻ったのよ。
明日までの食料を取りに行くことになったんだ。秀吉さんはお前の体調が悪いことを気にしてて、そのためにもと言って。
Okay, so this is all coming from Kraus's mouth here. We don't necessarily know that this is the truth. Maybe. But I don't know. It's gonna depend on who the final survivors are, and I guess what they hear. And it's also gonna depend on everything that Virgilia says, and everything that's in red, basically. So, yeah.
いつ戻ってくるの？いつ戻ってくるのよ。表はダメよ。バラ庭園はダメ。屋敷はダメ。魔女がいる。黄金の魔女が歩き回ってる。見つかったら殺されてしまう。絶対に殺されてしまう。ああ、うちの人はいつ戻ってくるの。 30分前にここを出ました。私たちは帰りを待っています。30分？そんなのおかしいじゃない。屋敷に行って食料を取って帰ってくるのにどうしてそんなに時間がかかるのよ。それであんたたちはなんでここでぼんやりしてるのよ。迎えに行かなきゃ。早くあの人のところへ行かなきゃ。
Ava probably had quite a nightmare, and because it had continued even after she woke up, she could no longer hide her panic. Natsuhi tried calming her down, but all it did was make Ava's emotions explode even more. Maybe they heard that disturbance. Battler and the kids, who had supposedly been on the second floor, were peeking their faces through the crack of the lobby door. Kraus, Natsuhi, Ava, and Battler, George, Jessica, Nanjo. Everyone in the guest house had gathered by the entrance and understood the current situation.
母さんの意見に同感だよ。父さんたちの様子を確かめに行くべきだ。まあ、そうだな。荷物が大きくなって手間取ってる可能性だってあるぜ。人手は歓迎のはずさ。
ローザさんが襲われてすぐですぞ。二次遭難の可能性もあります。ここは一つ慎重に。
バカを言わないで。慎重に何よ。助けを求めてるかもしれない主人を見殺しにしろというの。私が様子を見に行くわ。臆病者はここで待っていなさい。
On the other hand, Ava here seems very eager to get everyone out of the guest house, so that's also something to consider. Looking agitated, Ava raised her gun. Judging by her face, it would be useless for anyone to try and stop her. George, who realized that first, raised his head.
僕も行こう。バトラ君も来るだろう。人数が多い方がいい。おう、エヴァおばさん。来るなって言ったってついてくぜ。
私も行くよ。私だけ安全なところに隠れてなんかいられないぜ。
ジェシカは出てはなりません。ここに私といるのです。良いですね。
It was like they were implying that those three had already been killed anyway, so going outside would be pointless. Natsuhi realized that Ava felt like her heart had been gouged out, but she spoke out strongly as Jessica's mother.
そうね。それがいいでしょうね。兄さんたち一家はゲストハウスで留守番してて。これはうちの家族とバトラ君の家族の問題よ。
So what's left? We've got the 7th Twilight and the 8th Twilight. So there's going to be 2 more people who die. But everyone left is in groups of 3, so... Well, actually, Nanjo is going to be here too, so... I don't know.
あと南條先生も来てもらえるかしら。万が一のこともあるかもしれないから。バトラ、エヴァ、ジョージ、南條の4人は屋敷のホールにて、ルドルフ、キリエ、秀吉の3人の遺体を発見。
Okay, so, let's, oh, god damn it. Well, this is screwed up, so we can't look at this right now. Yeah, like, I can't even hit the next button.
第4から第6の番ってことか。なら死体には額、胸、腹にそれぞれ例の悪魔の杭が。
So I'm guessing for Rudolph it's the forehead, Kirie it's the chest, and Hideyoshi it is the stomach, which I believe matches up with what we heard earlier, with their original deaths. So I guess they, even though she toyed with them a bunch, she settled on how they originally died in the end.
はい。ルドルフの額に1本。秀吉の胸に1本。
Oh, okay. So it's actually different. Yeah.
そしてキリエの腹部に1本、悪魔の杭が打ち込まれています。3人には争ったか、あるいは逃げ回るかしたと思われる着衣の乱れがあります。3人の遺体は寄り添ってはおらず、犯人と遭遇後、ある程度の抵抗を試みたと推定されます。
杭で額と胸と腹をと相変わらず無芸。
Even though Ronaway knew it would be superfluous, he contemplated telling Battler the truth. Normally, the witch would have killed them in a much, much more horrible way. The corpses had been left in the manor only because Beato had suggested to the witch that she show restraint. Or left in this manner. The new witch, thinking it would fit well enough as long as she gouged them with stakes, would probably have just stuck a stake into a lump of meat that wasn't even shaped like a human. Rosa's and Maria's corpses were a particularly striking example. If they'd been killed as the Golden Witch had wished, just how gruesome would the corpses have been? Beato changed that into the still better kind of killing Battler had mentioned earlier. Wanting to have Beato's small bit of thoughtfulness appreciated, he thought of telling Battler about this. But judging by Battler's eyes, that might do more harm than good. To humans, the gap between being alive and being dead is very large. Saying that she'd given them better deaths might have made it possible for a demon to understand her feelings and pardon her. But there was no way a human would be so accepting. Understanding this, Ronaway remained silent, despite knowing of Beato's modest efforts.
いつも通り死体の死亡確認からさせてもらうぜ。ロノウェイ、赤で宣言を頼む。
Well, I mean, he can do that, but Runaway declaring it in red means nothing. I'm still holding to that. Even if like they never addressed that for the entire game, even if it turns out that everything he said in red was true, I'm still gonna hold that everything he said in red could have been fake.
おい、聞こえないのか？赤で宣言を頼む。副将要求だ。ルドルフ、キリエ、秀吉の3名は死亡している。
申し訳ございません。副将を拒否させていただきます。
Interesting. I'm not sure that necessarily means anything, though. Unless Nanjo is the culprit, but... Because, I mean, he's the only one who would be able to fake their deaths, right? He's gonna be the one who declares that they're dead.
なんだと？いきなりどういうつもりだ？
By now, proclaiming that the victims were dead in red was almost a given in this battle. Refusing to do that was almost like losing by default. So when Runaway refused as part of his first move, Battler was dumbfounded.
申し訳ございません。私めのお嬢様の代行者である資格をこれをもって返上させていただきます。よって私にはそれを赤で復唱することができません。
And I mean, even if he's acting as Beatrice's representative, she has never actually said that anything he says in red will be true, so it's not like this makes a difference.
それを復唱する資格があるのはお嬢様ただ一人だけでございます。
正しい言い分です。ロノウェイはベアト側の代行者でしかありません。ロノウェイが代行の役を折り、 かつバトラ君がベアトを相手として認めないならば、新しい代行者を立てる必要があります。
新しき代行者はおりません。どうかバトラ様、お嬢様を再び対局の相手とお認めください。
悪いが、そいつは聞けねえ相談だぜ。あの不愉快な残酷野郎。俺は絶対に対局者だなどと認めない。それを認めないために、俺はこのゲームを降りないんだ。
不愉快な点につきましては、お嬢様に代わりまして謝罪します。また、お嬢様には二度と不愉快な言動を取らぬよう制約させます。
どうだかな。
バトラ君、あの子の師匠として私も謝罪します。よく言って聞かせますので、どうか一度だけ許してやってはくれませんか。
It's worth noting that even though people are like pretending to be on Battler's side here, they aren't really. Like, they're all in the camp of like, they want Battler to accept witches, because they're witches too, or they're supernatural or whatever, so, I mean, there's no reason for them to want Beatrice to lose here, unless they want to, like, not exist. I mean, I guess in the magical interpretation, then it's like, they don't need to worry about this game because it's in a world separate from theirs, but I don't know.
おいおい、よしてくれよ。まるで俺が悪者みてえだぜ。それに、あんたらにいくら謝罪の言葉を聞かされても、そいつをベアトが自分の口で言えるってんなら、まあ、耳を貸さねえこともないぜ。
わかりました。それがあの子を再び認めてもらう唯一の条件ならば、あの子に謝罪をさせましょう。ロノウへ、あの子を呼びなさい。よろしいですね、バトラ君。
好きにしろよ。だが、俺が許すと期待するな。呼べよ。あのムカつく魔女。
ありがとうございます、バトラ様。ただいま、お呼びいたします。お嬢様、バトラ様がお呼びでございます。
After a few heartbeats, gold butterflies gathered together in midair and created Beato's form. It was a much more docile appearance than the one she'd made before.
呼んだか、ロノウェ。
話は聞いていたはずですよ。あなたの口から何か言うことはありますか？
It looked as though Beato shrunk slightly under Battler's cold gaze. Several times, Beato made an effort to get the words out of her mouth, but that didn't work so well, and she was just as awkward as someone trying to light a match during a freezing winter with icy hands. Even as she did that, the game board was advancing. In the hall, they had just found the corpses of the new victims and had broken down crying.
Kasa, しっかりして。僕だって悔しい、悲しい。
おそらく即死だったでしょう。たとえ彼らが倒れた直後に我々がここに訪れたとしても、きっと手遅れだったに違いありません。
Okay, but for now, we can't necessarily trust that. But I have no reason to doubt it right now, but it's just something to keep in mind that we can't trust this.
いいえ、違うわ。きっと生きてたわよ。胸にこんなものを刺されて。うちの人はもがき苦しみながら死んでいったに違いないのよ。
Yeah, I mean, how would Kirie die instantly from being stabbed in the chest or in the stomach? Like, that's not something you die instantly from. So that diagnosis alone seems suspect.
もっと早く来ていればきっと助かった。きっと助かったのよ。
バトラ君も辛いだろうけど、しっかり。
大丈夫だよ。大丈夫だぜ兄貴。もうちょっとだけ泣かせてくれ。俺が一番マシなんだ。俺が一番悲しくないはずなんだ。だからもうちょっとだけ泣いたら。
そんなことないよ。両親を失った心の痛みはよくわかる。
It's almost like he's lost 3 parents now. Although he never really considered Kirie a parent, she's still family. At least to him, maybe not to her. I don't know, it's debatable.
僕には母さんがまだいる。バトラ君よりはるかにマシだ。
いや違うぜ。庄司の兄貴が一番辛いはずなんだ。分かってんだよ兄貴。庄司の兄貴が俺たちの中で一番悲しくて辛いんだ。
I mean, he also lost Shannon, so there's that.
俺はそれを分かってる。だからこれ以上メソメソなんて泣いちゃいけねえんだ。
どうして僕の方が辛いなんて。
俺にとっちゃ親父も桐江さんも成人して独り立ちしたらいつかは別れる人間さ。親である以上子供より先に死ぬのは宿命だ。それが少し早くなっちまっただけの話だぜ。だが兄貴は違うぜ。いつか別れる親だけじゃない。これからの人生をずっと一緒に生きていくはずのシャノンちゃんまで失ったんじゃないかよ。人の命に重さなんかねえさ。赤ん坊の命だって年寄りの命だって。だがよ、それからの人生が長ければ長いほど、一緒に築いてく未来が長ければ長いほど、その死ってのは悲しいものなんじゃねえのかよ。兄貴はシャノンちゃんと婚約したんだろ。これからの人生と家庭を一緒に築いていこうって約束したんだろ。その未来のでかさが、幸せのでかさがよ、俺の痛みなんかとは比べ物にならねえ。だから兄貴はもっともっと泣いても許されるはずなんだ。なのに俺たちいとこの兄貴格だからって無理に冷静を装って。
やってよバトラ君。
George was trying to make a calm smile. But already he couldn't stop a single hot tear from leaving a streak down his face.
悲しくないわけがないじゃないか。僕はシャノンと一緒にたくさんの未来を思い描き合ったさ。きっと100年の人生では叶えきれないくらいの夢を語り合ったさ。その夢の一番最初の籍を入れることさえ叶えられなくて悲しくないじゃないか。
それに比べたら俺なんかだから俺にはこれ以上泣く資格なんかねえんだ。兄貴だってこらえてるのに、俺にこれ以上の涙を流す資格なんて。
同じだよ。親しい人を失えば悲しいのは僕だから。バトラ君が僕より涙を流してはいけないなんてルールはない。そして僕だってもうこれ以上涙をこらえなければならないなんてルールもないんだ。
兄貴、兄貴、
未来を語り合ったシャノンが死んだ。父さんも死んだ。悲しいな。悲しい。
As Battler and George hugged each other tightly, they cried a waterfall of tears over each other's shoulders for the people who had been so precious to them.
どうして俺がジョージの兄貴が一番辛いって言ったかわかるか？
聞いていたからわかる。その後の人生を共にする時間の長さに悲しみは比例。
もちろんそれだけじゃ測れねえけどな。俺たち人間はお前ら魔女とは違う。生きてから死ぬまでという有限の時間をその力の限り生きている。それをないがしろにする奴は許せない。ましてや嘲笑いもて遊ぶような奴は絶対に許せない。お前のような死の概念もめちゃくちゃな奴には理解もできねえだろうがよ。これから生きる時間の長さだけじゃない。一生懸命に生きている奴の人生を嘲笑うこと、これが一番俺には許せねえんだ。ジョージの兄貴はがむしゃらに頑張って人生を生きてた。シャノンちゃんと結婚するために悲壮な覚悟をしてこの日に臨んでいたはずなんだ。俺みたいに久しぶりにいとこと会えるなんて浮かれてたやつとはわけが違
う。しかしだな。
ベアト、今は黙って聞きなさい。
お前の言い分に一定の理解をする。お前には自分の復活のためにおかしな碑文に沿った殺人を続ける必要があるってことだから、その範囲内でのお前の殺人はお前の立場の事情を汲み取る限りギリギリの理解はできる。それがお前にとっては必要な行為だからだ。ならそれ以上の不要な行為は全てお前の無意味な残酷趣味ということになる。つまり第一の晩に6人を殺すことまでがお前にとっての必要な行為なのだ。顔を砕くとか腹を裂いてお菓子を詰め込むなんて真似は全て全く不必要なお前の残酷趣味だってことになる。俺はお前のこの点について断じて許すことができないんだ。
It's not as if she doesn't have a reason at all, but it's also not true that it's not true that she isn't enjoying it, or she didn't enjoy it, because she definitely enjoyed it in a sadistic way.
お前はローザおばさんがひどい殺され方を繰り返された時、結局は最後には生き返らせるのだからみたいなことを言ったそうだな。ワルギリアに聞いてるぜ。
それはまあ最
後には生き返るなら 何度殺してもいいという考えは命をもてあそぶだけの全く不必要な行為ではないのか。殺すなら人思いに殺せ。もてあそぶな。殺さないならいたぶるな。お前は人の命を自在に操れるのをいいことに命の尊厳を忘れてしまった。だから俺は認められないんだ。命の重みを、そして失った時の悲しみを知らない奴を俺は対戦相手だと断じて認められない。
無限の魔法が邪法と言われるゆえんです。無限の魔女に有限の概念はない。壊す、殺すという有限と終焉の概念はないのです。それゆえに無限の魔女は時に生と死の狭間をゴム跳びで遊ぶかのようにその行き来を遊び出すようになります。それはとてもとても恐ろしいことです。だあなたの域まで達しなかったのです。
It was something Virgilia had been trying to tell Beato for a long time, but Beato had been too young to obediently listen to those words. She had been too wild. She had been possessed by that detestable pleasure.
壺を割ってはならぬと言われてきた。でもだからこそいつか割ってみたいと思っていた。そして無限の魔法を得ていくら壊しても好きなだけ元に直せると知った時、わらわは壺を壊すことがこれほどまでに楽しかったのかと驚いたのだ。
それを禁忌の蜜と呼びます。人はその中身に惹かれるのではない。それを封ずる錠前に惹かれるのです。実に嘆かわしいことです。
ワルギリアに聞きたい。無限の魔法なんてものがどうしてあるんだ。それは何のためにこの世にあるんだ。
無限の魔法に限らず、魔法はすべて人の世に幸福をもたらすために存在するのです。今さらバトラ君には信じがたいでしょうが、私たち魔女は人の世に恵みを与えるために人と人ならざる者たちとの架け橋になるべく修行を重ねているのです。
死者を繰り返し蘇らせ何度もいじめ殺すことでどう人の世に役立つってんだ。
大切な形見の壺が割れてしまった時、それを直すことで誰もが笑顔を取り戻すならば、私は何度でも魔法にて直すでしょう。しかしそれは壊すために直すのではありません。人に幸福を与えるために蘇らせるのです。
だとしたらベアト、お前は無限の魔女。今俺は漠然と思ったことがある。どうして俺がお前とこんなおかしなゲームを延々と続けてるのかな。これは俺を屈服させるためのゲームじゃない。お前が本当の意味で無限の魔女に認められるための試験ではないのかってな。
知らぬわ。わらわがそなたにゲームを申し込んでいるのは単なる暇つぶしだ。誰の思惑でもないわ。
I don't believe that. I mean, I think that she needs him to accept her, and that's why she proposed the game.
俺は今ワルギリアからの魔女の定義を聞いた。それによるならばベアト、お前は魔女ですらない。その修行の途中で自らの力を誤解した見習いってことになる。これは魔女と人間の戦いのはず。ならば魔女でないお前に俺の相手としての資格はない。 わかるな。
わらわの見習いふ申す。ならばわらわはいつそなたの対戦相手だと再び認められるのか。いつこのゲームを再開できるというのか。
さあな。それは少なくとも今じゃない。お前が俺の言った話をちゃんと理解できて本当の魔女になった時、俺はお前を再びゲームの対戦相手だと認めるだろうよ。
そのような抽象的な言い方ではわからぬ。どうすればお前の許しを超えるのか、はっきりと聞かせよ。
いや、これで十分だ。あとはお前が考えろ。俺が言いたいのは以上だ。理解ができないならワルギリアやロノウェに相談してみろ。お前みたいなガキンチョはまず大人の言葉に耳を傾けるところから始めやがれ。ワルギリア、ゲームは一度中断する。ロノウェが代行を降りた以上、あとはベアトが対局者としてふさわしい資格を持つのを待つしかない。
了解しました。ベアトがその資格を得たと認められるまでゲームを対局者不在のまま進行させます。ベアトもそれでよろしいですね。
異論はない。わらわは時間とゆっくり考えられる場所が欲しい。これにて席を外してもよい。
ああ、いいぜ。
それではまたね。
待てよ。そうしょぼくれた顔すんな。
それはすまない。
It's interesting that in like all the 1,000 years that Beatrice has supposedly lived, she has never like been confronted with these ideas. Like, it feels really weird, but maybe it's possible that she didn't actually live for 1,000 years, and that the 1,000-year-old witch or whatever the name is, it's just referring to the Beatrice name, which has been passed on for like 1,000 years. But really, I have no idea.
わらわは胸の内がすべて顔に出る勝負。
I'm not sure I believe that either. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, I would be like really not surprised if like after all of this she would be like, you thought I was serious, and then she just starts laughing at him the entire time. But really, I have no idea.
ならまだ合成の余地はあるってことだぜ。一つだけ約束する。俺はお前とのゲームに勝つかもしれないし負けるかもしれない。お前が戻ってこなけりゃ不戦勝ってこともあるだろうよ。
At that point, Battler stopped talking for a second. Then he spoke forcefully.
しかし絶対に俺からは降りない。お前を不戦勝にだけは絶対にしない。お前が再び俺の好敵手としてそこに座るのも俺はずっとここで待っているぞ。
ありがとうな、バトラー。わらわはきっとそなたに認められて戻ってくるぞ。
After showing a hopeful smile for a very short while, Beato vanished. After seeing her expression as she left, Battler was absolutely convinced that her face could tell no lies. I don't know. It feels like they're setting it up so that this is all going to be one big lie, but I really have no idea. The 7 survivors returned to the guest house once again. By now, it was clear that those who went outside would not return alive. Rudolph's group had gone out with 2 guns and a master key, but those had been lost. It was already clear that those had been stolen by the culprit. Because the shutters were closed on the windows, they couldn't be opened even if the culprit had a master key. The front and back doors that led to the outside were all sealed by chains, and they were further blocked with sofas and tables. Even if the culprit decided to break in through violent means, it wouldn't be easy for them.
台風が今となってはむしろ幸いかもしれん。もしも晴れていたならゲストハウスに放火するという手もあり得たかもしれん。
そもそも台風でなかったなら午前中に船が来てたわ。それを不幸中の幸いと言えるかは微妙ね。
エヴァさん、体の具合はいかがですか？無理をされないようにしてください。
ありがとう。熱はまだ感じるけど、そんなことを言ってる場合じゃない。子供のためにも今は寝込んでる場合じゃない。
After crying so much in front of Hideyoshi's corpse, Eva had felt a strong self-awareness of her position as a mother, and her expression conveyed a strong will. In actual fact, her fever still hadn't gone down, and she was aware of that. If she didn't keep a strong hold on herself, she felt as though the fever would make her mind hazy again. By this point, the first floor formed a final line of defense set up by Kraus, Natsuhi, and Eva. The children and the guest, Nanjo, had been strongly warned not to go downstairs without taking great care. If the culprit used a ladder or something, it probably wouldn't be impossible for them to attack from the second floor. But it wouldn't be easy for them to break those sturdy shutters from such an insecure position. The second floor was relatively safe compared to the first. Battler and George had also wanted to remain on the first floor so that they could fight if the worst happened, but Eva had put a stop to that. In her mind, George was now the only member of her family. It seemed that she didn't want to expose him to the danger of coming downstairs to the first floor. Kraus and Natsuhi could understand that feeling. Also, a great deal of time had passed since the siege began. In the second-floor cousins' room, Battler, George, and Jessica sat dazed, and didn't even listen to the TV that had been left on. For a while, Nanjo had been with them and had tried to lend them words of encouragement. But when he realized that he might actually be having the opposite effect, he hid himself in his own room on the same second floor. George kept looking dazedly at the photographs inserted in his notebook. It was from the time he had taken a vacation to Okinawa with Shannon. Shannon's happy smile was contained in those photos. George could remember the temperature and the humidity, the warmth and the strength of the wind, and even what he had been talking about with her at the time those photos had been taken, as clearly as though it had been yesterday. So to George, they weren't simply photos, but a door to bring back warm memories. In this room, even though the sound of the typhoon and the TV should have entered George's hearing, it was the scenery of Okinawa that he had seen with her, and her laughing voice that reached his eyes and his ears. George had strived to be reborn after meeting Shannon. He had sworn to separate himself from the timid person he had once been, easily caught up in the atmosphere, unable to refuse a request, and easily used by those around him. He had resolved himself to become a strong man who would make her life more joyous. Therefore, if he hadn't met Shannon, the man called Ushidamiya George would probably have lived a very different life, and the George of that different life surely wouldn't have been as excellent a man as he is now. The person I am now exists for Shannon's sake. Now that Shannon is gone, why do I exist? It's completely meaningless, isn't it? He felt a deep, deep sadness, as though he himself had become empty. That feeling must have been tormenting him this whole time. However, until Battler mentioned it, he hadn't been aware of the feeling himself. He'd finally managed to remember that it should have been all right for him to cry much, much more. So he cried, just like Battler had. He cried himself dry. By now his eyes were bright red and swollen, and he couldn't cry anymore. So George did his best to change his way of thinking. He was not meaningless now, and he should be grateful to Shannon for giving him such a character. The dead don't come back to life. He would have to get over being separated from his most beloved person. If he were to chase after Shannon and kill himself, she would surely be deeply dejected. It worked the other way around, too. If he had died and Shannon had chased after him, throwing away her own life, he wouldn't have been able to forgive himself. So he chose to surpass his sadness and anger, and decided to thank her instead. After meeting Shannon, she made his days rich and full, and taught him the meaning of working hard for other people's sakes. As a result, she had shaped him into the kind of person he had wanted to be. He wanted to thank her for that. He tried to quell his sadness in this way, but each time he did, he remembered Shannon's smile. He understood it logically. He knew that grieving any more than this would only make her grieve in heaven, but that didn't bring a stop to his sadness.
なんで人が死ぬってのこんなに悲しいんだろうな。
Battler muttered. It was as though he was speaking on behalf of all humans. His question probably hadn't been directed at anyone, but Jessica answered.
別れはどんな形でもいつも悲しいさ。でもそれが例えば老いであるとか何かの時間であるとかあらかじめ約束されていていつか訪れる別れであると分かっている者はその悲しみを長い時間をかけてあらかじめ薄めておくことができる。それを許されないから突然の不幸は悲しいんだろうよ。
なるほどな。そりゃ病気にでもかかって何年も昏睡状態になってりゃ少しずつ心の整理もついてくだろうけど、ある日突然じゃその暇もねえもんな。
本来なら数年をかけて薄めるべき悲しみが一度に押し寄せる。そりゃ辛いわけさ。時には人の生涯に傷を残すほど深い悲しみを与えることもあるかもしれない。
生涯に傷を残すほどか。
じいさまのオカルト趣味もさ、そう囁かれてたんだよな。例のベアトリーチェって愛人を大昔に亡くして、それが悲しくて悲しくて立ち直れなくて、それで死者を蘇らせるためのオカルトを囁かれてた。
だとしたらじいさまは最後の土壇場でその奇跡を成し遂げたな。
Wait, why is this portrait showing now? This is so weird. Like, we haven't seen this one since episode 2. This is just really, really strange.
犯人は蘇ったベアトリーチェで、じいさまを殺される瞬間に再会できたってことになるぜ。自分で蘇らせて、それに殺されるとは皮肉な話さ。
それでもおじいさまは会えたんだろうね。人生の半分を賭してもう一度会いたいと願った女性にわずかなひとときとはいえ再会できたんだろうね。
丸焼きにされちまったけどな。
Wait, what? How does George know that?
人生の半分をかけた研究にしてはちょいと割の合わない成果だろうぜ。
I guess right now that they're assuming that Beatrice is the culprit.
そんなことはないよ。たとえほんのひとときであったとしても、愛した女性に再会できたおじいさまは幸せだったはずさ。仮に生命の摂理に逆らった罪を神に咎められて、その身を焼かれ地獄に落とされたとしても、その見返りの再会がほんのわずかな時間だったとしてもね。
ジョージ兄さん、
神の怒りに触れてこの身を焼かれようとも構わない。わずかな時間でもいいからシャノンを再び蘇らせてくれるなら、僕は残りの人生すべてをおじいさまと同じ研究に捧げるよ。5分でいいからシャノンともう一度言葉を交わしたい。1分でもいいから。それと引き換えに全ての人生を捧げても僕は構わない。
兄貴。
When Battler and Jessica realized that their pointless discussion was causing George pain, they could do nothing more than shut their mouths. George directed his thoughts to Kinzo's life. He sacrificed half of his life to research that no one understood. And on the last day of his life, he revived the person he loved most, and probably succeeded in his reunion and his final moments. George didn't know how much time they'd had together. He didn't know if they'd been given an hour or just 5 minutes. However, that moment must have been enough to reward him for all those months of research. Even though he spent dozens of years to achieve it, that small amount of time was probably worth more than worth it to him. Until today, I never believed in the occult or magic or anything. Somewhere in my heart, I even made fun of Grandfather's research, thinking of it as nothing more than a pastime. However, I won't make fun of it anymore. No, to the contrary, I'll believe strongly that it's real. If the power of belief can create miracles, I'll probably throw away all of my studies up until today, spending the rest of my life from today onwards studying magic. Give me the power of magic, and give me the miracle that'll let me see Shannon again.
ごめんよみんな。僕もどうかしてる。魔法で死者が蘇る世界中の人々が魔法を学ぶだろうね。でも現実にはそんなことはない。誰も学ばない。死者が魔法では蘇らないって知っているから。ごめんよ、妙なことを言い出して。僕のせいでおかしな空気になっちゃったね。みんなだって辛いだろうに。気を使わせてごめん。
Even if I did it to divert myself from my sadness, maybe I did say something strange. If I keep talking about stuff that's so weird, I'm sure it won't do anything good for their sadness. But that doesn't mean I can bear the silence.
僕は下に行ってもう一杯コーヒーをもらってくる。うちの母さん、コーヒーの入れ方にはこだわりがあるんだよ。みんなもおかわりはいるかい？
Butler-kun and Jessica-chan lightly shook their heads. Without pressing them any further, I took my mug and left the room. The shutters were all closed in the hallway, so the corridor was very dim. I tried visiting Dr. Nanjo's room and asking if he wanted more coffee, but he said he didn't need any either. It seems my mother's orthodox method of making coffee isn't very universally appreciated. One time I made some for Shannon, but she told me that while it was delicious, it was a little strong.
Shannon.
That's no good. Even though I left the room to change my mood, that image of Shannon's face filling my head hasn't faded in the slightest. I keep seeing those fun days with her more and more vividly, and it's saddening that I never even got the chance to see her dead face. According to our parents, she was apparently killed with something like a gun or a spear. I'm sure they were just trying to console me, but they had said her dead face had been very beautiful and peaceful. I wonder if she had the engagement ring I gave her last night on her finger. If she accepted my engagement, she should have had it on the ring finger of her left hand. Last night we were both on the edge of losing it and not calm at all. Shannon accepted my engagement pretty courageously, but she might have regretted that as a rash action once she cooled her head. She might have taken the ring off. I wonder if she has the ring on now. I want to be sure of at least that much. I want to know how she felt at the very end. But even if I do confirm that, it doesn't mean she'll come back. Wonder what will happen to her body. After the autopsy, it will probably be immediately cremated. Then I'll never be able to see her face, even her dead face, for all eternity. I don't like where this is going.
少しおかしくなってるのかな。
I don't want her body to be burned. If she's burned and turned to ash, never again will it be possible for her to revive. They say cremation is frowned upon in Western tradition, because on the day of resurrection there would be no body to revive. Because of that, it seems that great criminals in Western history were often cremated after execution as a punishment. And their ashes were sometimes scattered in rivers and such. In other words, to Western people, death is nothing more than a sleep until the resurrection. It is essential that the corpse is left after death.
つまりそれは西洋人死者が蘇る知っていたからなんだ。でも日本にはその奇跡がなかったから焼いてしまうんだ。
Now I understand. I understand why Grandfather idolized the Western occult. That was his only reason from the beginning. Just to revive the person dear to him. Grandfather spent the rest of his remaining life researching the Western occult. The situation surrounding us now is abnormal. Grandfather did revive his beloved Beatrice, and that Beatrice has carried out a terrible serial murder, with linked closed rooms that force us to conclude that magic was used. The Golden Witch Beatrice, the incarnation of the miracle of the Western occult, and also the culprit who killed Shannon. She's an entity I should hate, and yet for some reason I want to cling to her. I wonder if Shannon could be revived with the magic of miracles which Grandfather bet his life on. According to the legend of the Yoshidamiya family, Grandfather met with her long ago and was given a vast quantity of gold. Then if I also met with her, instead of gold, would she give me Shannon's life? As collateral, I don't care what sort of devil's contract she imposed. I wouldn't mind sacrificing all of my remaining life. George probably couldn't believe or realize that his voiceless wish was heard by the witch herself, who stood right behind him. Beatrice had been listening to that entire discussion between the children just now in the cousin's room. Battler had told her that she didn't know the value of a human's life, and wanting to understand that in her own way, she had stealthily visited, listening in on their discussion.
それが願いだというのか。それを叶えれば、わらわは魔女だと認められるのか。
Beato looked at the palms of both of her hands. She had handed over most of her once surging magical power when the new witch succeeded the name of the Endless Witch. Of course, her current power made her still worthy of being called a witch, but it could not begin to compare to her previous strength.
無限の魔法などなくとも、わらわは千年に名を轟かす大魔女であるぞ。死者を蘇らすなど、造作もないことよ。
Inside her head, she thought about several magical steps she could take to revive the dead. Even magic that should have been easy in the past would be difficult with her current power. She thought of something, then clicked her tongue, then did so again over and over. In the end, she finally thought of a single spell. But that was a spell that she couldn't use by herself. It was a spell that witches with weak power used, one that relied on the aid of others. In the past, Beato had looked down upon that type of magic. Therefore, she frantically tried to search for any conceivable alternative. But in the end, she couldn't think of one, and slumped over in self-derision. Then, careful not to surprise him, she softly called out, softly to George's heart.
後ろ宮ジョージ、わらわの声が聞こえるか。
Okay, before we get any further, yeah, so actually what I thought was going on was that George was going to like, leave the mansion because he really wanted to see Shannon's face before she was cremated. But right now I don't think that's actually going to be the case. But still, what Beatrice is doing here, I don't think Battler's going to appreciate. Like, I feel like she's still kind of missing the point here.
聞こえるとも。あなたは誰だい？本当に魔女のベアトリーチェ？それとも僕の悲しみが生んだ幻想なのか？もしも前者だったなら僕の願いを聞いてほしい。そして後者なら僕をそっとしておいてほしい。
Their conversation in a mental world was a lot like having one in a dream. When you dream, haven't you ever had the experience of casually accepting something that would have been absurd in the real world? The conversation in this world was like that. So even though a witch appeared and started talking to George, he was not surprised.
わらわの黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェで本来わらわとそなたこうして会話を交わすことなどできぬ。しかしそなたがわらわのことを強く意識しこうして互いのチャンネルを合わせることができる。
シャノンを殺したのがあなたなのか？あなたを名乗る何者かの仕業なのか？ただあなたが本当の魔女として存在しているならばどんな対価にも応じる。僕の命を望むなら今すぐに捧げてもいい。どうかシャノンを生き返らせてほしい。それが無理ならせめてわずかの間話をさせてくれるだけでもいい。お願いだ。
対価はいらぬ。その願い叶えて
本当にシャノンを。
うん。だが反言の魔法を扱うには今のわらわには魔力が足りぬ。だからそなたの手を借りねばならぬ。
僕にできることならどんなことでも。それが 僕の心臓を今すぐこの場で取り出すことであったとしても、僕は躊躇しない。
そんなものいらぬというのに、わらわは魔法を唱える。さすれば冥府の扉に隙間ができよう。だが今のわらわにはその隙間よりシャノンの魂を連れ出せるほどの力はない。しかしシャノンのことを強く思うそなたなら、その思いを魔力に変えて彼女の魂を必ずや連れ戻せるだろう。どうだ、わらわを手伝うか。
手伝うとも。シャノンの命が蘇る。僕は何を失うことも恐れない。
George's fists shook in silence. Then he slowly came to his senses. He had been absent-mindedly standing near the window in the hall that whole time, his mug still in his hand. And the witch from his dream was still there.
そんな夢じゃない。
静かにせよ。今のわらわはとても脆い。この上さらに他の人間まで現れたら姿を保ちきれぬ。そなたの願いは叶えるから、今は沈黙せよ。よいか。
George covered his mouth with both hands, nodding enthusiastically several times. In that instant, he almost dropped the mug he was holding. George frantically juggled it around and caught it. He was afraid that if it fell to the floor and made a loud sound, the witch's form might disappear like a bubble popping. He softly set the mug on the floor and stared at the witch in front of him again. Her form didn't disappear. It wasn't a dream. Interesting, so he does have to go there, but it's for a different reason. But I guess we could also look at it as the reason being that none of this is actually happening, and he really just wanted to go there to see her face.
そなたの思いの力に彼女の魂を連れ戻す。
行くってどうやって？下には母さんたちがいる。表へ出るのを許してくれるわけがない。
I guess she's gonna suggest going out a window, maybe? Because I don't think she's gonna be able to, like, teleport him there or anything.
それにあなたはさっき、他の人間が現れたら姿を保てないと言わなかったかい？
そういえばそうだったな。下にはクラウスたちがおったか。それでは確かに下へ降りられぬな。ならば一階へ降りずに屋敷へ行けばいいではないか。簡単な話よ。
Beto laughed as though she had thought of a pleasant prank. And with her golden pipe, she lightly tapped a window with its shutter closed. When she did, 3 gold butterflies appeared from the pipe and opened the lock on the window as though melting it. Then the window opened without a sound. The shutter beyond it was exactly the same. The clasp unset itself, also without making a sound, and it quietly opened. The window opened, exposing the wind and rain outside the mansion. Perhaps because of the direction or something related to the construction of the building, the wind did not blow inside. Because of that, for a while, George felt as though this entrance that opened to the outside was a dream or an illusion, and he couldn't accept it as real. Beato gently floated upwards. It was a natural action, like that of a diver enjoying an underwater stroll. It made it easy to believe that if you acted like she did, you too might be able to float in the sky just as though you were swimming through the water. No, George did believe that. So without thinking, just as she had done, he also, gently, as though swimming in the water, lifted his feet.
わらわが説明するよりも早く空を舞うことを覚えたか。
George was shocked to find himself floating in midair like he was swimming. Of course, Beato was also shocked that George, who shouldn't have been able to use magic, had figured out how to do that just by instinct.
空が飛べるなんて泳げるなんて。
理屈を考えてはならぬ。それが自然なことであると受け入れる。ニュートンとかアインシュタインとか人間たちの競技を思い出してはならぬぞ。特に高き空を飛んでいる時、墜落する未熟な魔女も時に
あるがままを受け入れる。あるがままを受け入れる。
George repeated those words over and over. He must not deny magic no matter what. Denying that would be like throwing away what might be his first and last chance to revive Shannon. However, compared to Beato, who was elegantly drifting like smoke, George's movements clearly resembled someone underwater. Therefore, if he didn't act like he was kicking his feet in water every once in a while, he'd be caught by the force of gravity bit by bit.
わらわが初めて空を舞った時よりは上出来であると褒めておく。行くぞ。ついてまいれ。
When Beato beckoned to George, she gently flew into the stormy sky. It was just like a scene from a fairy tale. The scene unfolding before George's eyes felt entirely like an extension of his dream.
空を飛べるのはすごいけど、すごい風と雨だ。
なんだ、雨と風に苛まれるのか。それを防ぐ魔法を教えてもよいが、今のそなたには早いし、今はそれを習う時間を割くのも惜しかる。
ええ、僕が必要としている魔法はそれじゃない。
George wore a strong-willed gaze, refusing to let the wind and rain get to him.
見えてきたぞ。もう少し頑張れよ。今落ちればバラの茂みだぞ。
The undulating rose garden was spread beneath the witch and George's gazes. This illusion-like scene no longer surprised George. Only the gradually approaching mansion was reflected in his eyes.
シャン、待ってて。必ず君を蘇らせてみせる。
At that time, the cruel new witch could be seen staring at the guest house from a different location.
あと残すは第7第8の番だけね。あと2人で先代のババアの義理はおしまいだわ。クラウスと夏日を殺す。夫婦仲良くね。にひ、標的はどうかに？ゲストハウス1階ロビーにて標的2名と後ろ宮エヴァを捕捉。反魔法力測定。410ケータリンク。410データ受領。反魔法力は極めて小。エヴァさえ席を外せばまな板の上のマグロにアワビです。にひひひ。いかがしますか、大ベアトリーチェ卿。ご命令をいただければすぐにも狙撃いたします。どうかご命令を。ほんとにあんたたちは便利な家具ね。死体をほじるしか能のない中古家具どもとは大違いだわねえ。シエスタ姉妹、またあなたたちの手際を見せてちょうだい。攻撃準備よ。死体はまた運び出してね。たっぷり遊んであげるんだから。 文句はなしよ、ロノウェイ。
はい、かしこまりました。
At that moment, the witch noticed something. It was as though some presence had disappeared. Was it her imagination?
今、何か気配を感じなかった？誰か感じた人いる？申し訳ありません。私は何も気づきませんでした。お許しを。私たちゲストハウスを観測中でしたから周辺監視はオフにしてます。ルシファーちゃんは何か気配感じた
For just an instant, Lucifer glanced at Runaway, asking whether she should answer honestly or not. Runaway gave a small nod in response.
いいえ、申し訳ございません、ベアトリーチェ様。私たちは何も。中古家具ゆえ、愚鈍なことをお許しください。
Seems like they did actually notice Beatrice, but they're keeping quiet about it because they don't like this new Beatrice.
そう。大悪魔のあなたがそう言うなら、きっと私の気のせいなんでしょうね。
The witch persistently stared in the direction the presence had disappeared to. That was where the rose garden lay, and beyond that she could see the mansion's dark silhouette creating the lightning. Beyond that she could see the mansion's dark silhouette creating by lightning. Ah, okay. It took quite some time before she pushed her unsatisfied feelings aside, and once again faced the guest house. Alright, so we're actually going to end it there. And it looks like we've actually got this part back, so we can actually, before we end, we can look at the corpses. So first we've got Ushigamiya Rudolph, died in the hall of the mansion with his forehead pierced by a weapon shaped like a stake. Apparently they've got to be finished off with stakes from here on out. Gross. I wonder if that's Ava Beatrice who wrote that, or if that's Maria. Died in the hall of the mansion, his chest pierced by a stake-shaped weapon. That was careless of me. Didn't think you were still alive. Interesting. Died in the hall of the mansion, her stomach pierced by a stake-shaped weapon. The stomach isn't a particularly lethal spot. Isn't it enough to just kill her in some other easier way and stick a stake in her corpse? So, that bit, I think, is important, because Nanjo said that they all died instantly, but I doubt that she would die just by being hit in the stomach, and so far we have yet to hear of any other wound that she has, so I don't know. It's also important to note that, no, never mind. His chest was pierced. It doesn't say that he was attacked from behind, so, yeah. Right now, Nanjo's looking pretty suspicious. Let's see if, I think that some of these descriptions are different now. He once ran a hospital on Nijima, but he turned it over to his son and now enjoys his old age in peace. Like that I don't think we heard before. Now that Kinzo's constant suspicion has reached extraordinary heights, Nanjo is one of the very few people he trusts. Thanks to Nanjo's big-hearted nature, he's able to continue his friendship with Kinzo despite the latter's tendency to fly into a rage at the slightest provocation. Okay. Yeah, we already heard that. Strong sense of responsibility, a great deal of pride. Okay. Yeah, that's all the same as before. That's also the same as before. Mm-hmm. That's also the same. Huh. Let's see if there's anything over here that we haven't looked at yet. Nope, it doesn't look like there's anything here. Alright, so, and also we've got the tips, which there's nothing. So, yeah, I think that's good enough for now. And, next time, we'll see what's going on with George and, Beato here. I don't know. Hopefully it is just Natsuhi and Kraus who die. Although, actually, I don't know. If it's Natsuhi and Kraus who die, then obviously Ava's going to be really suspicious, but so will Nanjo be. It's going to be between these two, basically, of who the culprit is this time around. And then George is also somewhat suspicious, but not as suspicious. Then again, it's possible that Kraus and Natsuhi are in on this together, and they're responsible for some of it too. Like, I remember earlier in the very first episode, I was very quick to underestimate Kraus's craftiness, but you definitely can't underestimate him. So, just because it doesn't seem like he was able to solve the riddle of the epitaph doesn't mean he wasn't, so that's something to keep in mind. Anyway, until next time, take care, and I will see you then.